Casio makes some of the best watches on the planet. It also makes some of the easiest mistakes to spend money on. 5 to never buy. 5 that are actually worth your money. Let's go through all 10. Number 5 on the list, the Casio AE 1500WH, around $24. 10-year battery, 100-meter water resistance, world time display, the specs are solid. Then you see the case, 54 millimeters wide, 14 millimeters thick. Hold something 54 millimeters against your wrist before you order this. One reviewer put it simply, just buy a clock. The AE 1500WH is built for visibility, not wearability. It does not fit under a sleeve. It announces itself at every occasion it was not designed for. The specifications are good. The size makes most of them irrelevant for anyone who plans to actually wear it. Number 4, to never buy. The Casio Edifice EFR 556, around $130. 3 subdials, a tachymeter scale, pushers on both sides of the case. From a distance it passes for a serious chronograph at 3 times the price. It is not. The subdials are barely functional. The tachymeter is decoration. It does nothing you would ever use. The lume fades fast. In a dark room, within minutes, you cannot read it. The bracelet clasp loosens with use and develops a rattle that does not go away. A chronograph should feel like a precision tool. This feels like a costume. For $130, Casio builds watches that actually do what they promise. This one only looks like it might. Number 3, the Casio GBD-H2000, around $250. GPS, optical heart rate sensor, 8 sport modes, polar-powered fitness analysis, solar charging. On paper, the G-Shock that finally takes on the Apple Watch. Here is the problem. The fitness data cannot be exported to Google Fit. Apple Health works on iOS, but only partially. Users consistently report sync failures and data that disappears between sessions. In 2026, a fitness watch that cannot reliably talk to the 2 dominant health platforms is not a fitness watch. It is an island. The GPS tracks your runs. The heart rate sensor works. The data sits in a Casio app that most people stop opening after week 3. If you want rugged, the DW5600 is $99. If you want fitness tracking that actually connects to your life, buy a Garmin. Number 2, to never buy. The Casio ProTrek PRW50, around $350. Triple sensor, solar power, atomic timekeeping. On paper, the definitive outdoor instrument watch. The spec sheet skips a few things. The altimeter needs manual calibration before every use or the readings are meaningless. The barometer gives you a pressure number. Interpreting what it means is your job. The compass drains power if left active. It needs to be held level, away from metal. The case measures over 50 millimeters. It does not fit under a shirt cuff. For a serious climber who needs real barometric data mid-ascent, genuinely capable. Most buyers are not that person. Most buyers wear it as a daily watch. Never open a single sensor menu, $350, for functions that will never be used. And the number 1 Casio to never buy, the MTG B3000, starting at $950. Carbon-reinforced case, stainless steel back, Bluetooth, solar, multi-band 6 radio sync. Hold one and you immediately understand why people spend the money. The build quality is exceptional. Ask one question. What does this do that a $99 DW5600 cannot? The answer is almost nothing. Same impact resistance, same accuracy, same lifespan. The composite band version weighs 148 grams, nearly 3 times the DW5600. You are paying $850 extra for a heavier, more complicated watch. One that solves no problem the cheaper one does not already handle. G-Shock was built on one idea. A great watch should not need to cost a lot. The MTG B3000 is that idea, abandoned, and priced accordingly. Those are the 5 to never buy. Now the 5 that are actually worth your money. Number 5 worth buying. The Casio DW5600, $99. The watch that makes everything on the never buy list look overpriced. Released in 1983, essentially unchanged since. The brief was simple: survive a 10-meter drop onto concrete. Engineer Kikuo Ibe spent 2 years solving that problem. A floating module suspended inside a hollow case, isolated from impact in every direction. Over 200 prototypes thrown from a third-floor window. What survived became the D5600, 200-meter water resistance, 5-year battery. A replacement costs less than $2. Military units carry it, not because it is cheap, because it does not fail. Number 4, worth your money, the Casio A158W, around $25. Same movement as the F91W, same stopwatch, alarm, calendar, backlight, 7-year battery, splash resistance. One difference: a resin case with a stainless steel bracelet instead of a resin band. The faceted bracelet catches light in a way that makes it photograph as far more expensive than it is. Important to know, the case itself is resin, not steel. The bracelet is metal. It reads as steel. That is not a flaw. It is why this costs $25 instead of $250. One of the most considered products Casio makes at this price. Easy to justify. Easy to buy twice. Number 3, worth your money, the Casio AE1200WH, the Casio Royale, around $35. Never officially in a Bond film, and worth saying clearly. The watch community nicknamed it the moment it launched in 2012. It closely resembles the Seiko worn by Roger Moore as James Bond in Octopussy. That Seiko now sells for over $1,000. This costs $35. Dual display, world time across 31 cities, 10-year battery, 100-meter water resistance. The Bond-adjacent watch for $35, or the original it references for $1,000. That is an easy decision. Number 2, worth your money, the Casio MDV-106, the Duro, around $50. A genuine diver's watch, 200-meter water resistance, a unidirectional rotating bezel, a screw-down crown, mineral glass with anti-reflective coating. Bill Gates wore one as his daily watch. Photographed at public events next to people wearing Rolexes and Pateks, worth 50 times as much. Not as a stunt, not as irony, because it worked. The movement is accurate and reliable. At $50, one of the most complete watches Casio makes at any price. And the number 1 watch worth your money, the Casio F91W, around $20, 100 million sold. Every model on the never buy list charges more. None of them do the job better. Stopwatch, alarm, calendar, backlight, 7-year battery, 21 grams. Accurate to within 30 seconds per month. Within the same daily margin Rolex promises. On a watch that costs $10,000 more. The MTG B3000 charges $950 for the same timekeeping in a heavier box. The ProTrek charges $350 for sensors most buyers never calibrate. The EFR 556 charges $130 for a watch that does less. 3 different price points. One correct answer. The F91W charges $20 without asking anything from you in return. That is not a compromise. That is the correct answer. It has been the correct answer since 1989. If this opened your eyes, you will also want to watch this video.